Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Liz. I am with Tyrant Dominus, aka Jesus. And if it's your first time listening, please subscribe and listen to us all the time. If not, we're not forcing you, but we would like the views. Please and thank you. How you doing, Jesus?
Good, and it seems like Liz has forgotten how to read the intro script.
I know, apparently I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I was enjoying myself, apparently.
But yeah, I've been good. I've been good. We took a little break this past weekend, so I'm hoping everyone enjoyed these past two breaks. I hope you guys enjoyed the bonus episode that we put out.
And Father's Day.
And Father's Day and everything. It's been a hectic week for all of us. But I've personally had a very positive week. I've hung out with a lot of people. It's like June has been my most active day. I've been out like at least 6 times in the past 2 weeks.
Wow, you socialize?
I know, I was socializing. I'm like, oh my god. Hung out with like a few friends I haven't seen in like months. Went to go see a bunch of movies. So look forward to a bunch of reviews on Reaction Cast coming up. But yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks surprisingly, but a positive one. How about you, Liz? How have you been?
Yeah, it's been busy. Went from nights to somebody not close to me, but close to my family. So that's been rough too. As of yesterday, you know what the whole fiasco was, and having to juggle my mom being out of town and my kiddo being off school, and it was just a little chaotic. Not gonna lie. But that's the story of my life, chaos.
Bruh. Well, that's for the most part we kind of talked about it. Yeah, you've had a hectic week. But yeah, it's one of those things you grow as a person. But yeah. But it's been fun. We at least got to hang out the day before. We went to Cider Fest out here in Portland. Got to enjoy some activities out there. It's been fun. I can't say for you. You seem like you
had fun. But I suffered later with the sugar headache, too much sugar in my system.
Really? Oh, okay. No, yeah. But yeah, to anyone out there, so we went to, I forget what it was called. It was
called Cider Summit.
Cider Summit. We were at Cider Summit. We got to enjoy a vast variety of ciders from all the local plus outside some foreign cider, some experimental ones, some seasonal ones. It was enjoyable to say the least, and it
wasn't crowded either. It was perfect. There was the right amount of people,
yes,
I think.
And the weather was like, it was hot, but then we had some like nice breezes here and there, and towards the end it was comfortable. It was fun.
It rained. It rained towards the end too. Yeah. Remember?
So for anyone who's into like the non-traditional beers and alcohol, cider is pretty good, and you can get a vast variety of them. For sure, when we were like going through the plethora of variety, there were some that were a hit or miss for myself. There were some that were like, God damn, I want a 12-pack of this, sure. And we were able to. Luckily, some of the vendors were able to have them on sale on their exit, kind of their the expo store. But boy, I was so disappointed sometime when I looked down and they didn't have the one I want on sale.
I know, right? Like, but they're like, "Oh, come out to our place." I'm like, "All right."
That's how they get you. You go to their tap houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe we'll get doing that sometime in the near future. So yeah, we enjoyed the Cider Summit. Definitely some interesting flavors. Definitely some fun. Not crowded. That was great. I think it was a right amount of people. I'm glad we chose today, that Friday, because Saturday might be a lot more busy with a lot more people being off. So it was fun. It was good. I enjoyed it. So that was definitely a nice escape from what chaos I was enduring.
Yeah, it's been. I hope everyone had the past 2 weeks fun. Like I said, I had fun. It's been a while since I've hung out with people. It's one of those things when, this one friend, actually, former host of the show, Connor. As many
Oh,
have,
yeah.
yeah, I got to hang out with him. It's been roughly like 8 months since I last seen him, and probably like 6 months since I spoken and more like communicated on. And for anyone wondering, yes, I think I've mentioned it multiple times that I'm really shitty with forms of communication. If I don't not visually,
Visibly.
or like in close, no, not visually, close proximity, I'm just really bad at those social norms. I don't know why, and I don't really care to look into why, but it was one of those things like if
You're an
you're
introvert. Just say it. Just say it.
well, I'm actually on the lower spectrum of that, but not really an introvert. Because I
True
enjoy going on
introvert.
outings. Um, but but it's one of those things like when if you're good friends with someone, even if you haven't seen them in a long time, you can still like hang out like it was like nothing like really has set you apart. And it was one of those things like, yeah, I haven't seen you in like 6 months and we haven't really talked, but just hanging out, grabbing some lunch, grabbing a movie, it was like nothing changed. Like it's one of those experiences. I know that works for me and my relationship with my friends, like the very close ones I do have. But that's just kind of maybe how I experience. I know other people they really need to like recharge their by being close proximity people, but I'm pretty good. But that's kind of how the way I work. So anyone thinks that I'm a horrible individual as far as friendship, like, well, that's your prerogative. Pretty good, and I'm pretty decent with my, or at least the ones I care about.
He cares about me. Just know it.
Well,
Obviously.
well, she's the only one that decides to stay and stick around on this podcast. So
Yeah, apparently. What's more fun for me?
exactly.
Are you out of your mind?
So,
Oh.
but yeah, anything else you want to do a catch up with or anything specific?
No, but if you happen to follow me on my TikTok, I made one for Father's Day. It's quite morbid, but it's hilarious. So definitely check it out.
Surprisingly, I didn't think you didn't get as much traction as I thought people were gonna get. I thought really people were gonna get really upset with you online. Uh,
Apparently they didn't. One of them actually agreed. That's what my father said.
I'm like, damn. Like I definitely thought you were gonna get some like. It's one of those things when it comes to social media, like when you do like quote dark humor, in that style. Like for me, I get it. It's funny, but that's kind of our style of humor. Right? That's what we do. This is what the show is about. But it's like there's some people that can't take a joke for shit, and I
I'm
think
surprised I did get one of those. I was like, yeah, so.
yeah, but I think you want some of that so you can the rest of the video gets more traction because people will then just go on an outrage. But yeah,
I almost got 1,000 on it, so that's not bad for
there
views.
you go. Yep. And for anyone listening who does follow us on social medias, you'll be getting more stuff little by little. I've been working on the sidelines to get more easier to get clips and stuff, so that takes time out of my way. But yeah. So don't forget, if you want to support us outside the podcast, you can share the podcast on your own social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and things of the like. Just share it, or word of mouth is one of the best ways. If you want to financially support us and get something out of it, get us by purchasing merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. Links down below. You can grab traditional showcase the Convoluted Pod, or you can get some of our inspirational. This is already out of stock. You guys lost your chance to get the what is it? Backwards. If you
ask forgiveness.
if you die. Yeah, the forgiveness
You
shirt.
dive, yeah.
This is gone from the shop. Like I said, you only had 5 weeks to. Was it 5 weeks?
Yeah, you said 5
Yeah,
weeks.
you had only 5 weeks to purchase this one, but this episode releases, the cage, or what did we call it? The caged inspirational shirt. I think that's what we decided to call it. But yeah, there should be a title already on there. But the cage inspirational shirt should be out on the date of this release if you want that one. Remember, only 5 weeks and then it's gone. And yeah, we weren't joking. You guys can only get these shirts for the 5 week period and then it's gone. forever. So that will be the second of 3 for 2023. So look forward to that. And but yeah, that's if you want to support us. If you want to support us even more and get more content, support us by subscribing on Spotify. You can get bonus content, like some people got for last week. And yeah, like I said, me and Liz have been spitballing ideas, brainstorming some fun stuff for that. We have some interesting ones, some like more stuff that will be a lot more, and things that you would not be, you wouldn't be able to properly communicate without a little bit of more research behind. But yeah.
Not a single fuck was given this day.
All right, let's get started. Any other thing before we get started, Liz?
No, I can think of. I can think of right now. So.
Okay, so let's get started with the first story, which is like the at the time of this release. It is the most
talked about.
It's the most talked about. It's the most talked about right now, and I think it's the most relevant to what we need. And that is
There's submersible.
Yeah, what's the name of the submersible that
imploded? I posted a couple articles. We got the Simpsons idea, and then we got people who can sue them.
I don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
I care about social media.
Okay.
But what's the name of the company?
Titan, I believe. Titanic submersible. It's the Titan, I think it's called. Ocean Gate.
There it is. Okay. So, so for everyone who at this point, everyone has to actually surprisingly, interesting fact that I learned recently as I was having dinner the other day. One, apparently it wasn't that normalized because my mom didn't even know this was happening at the time. And two is since I told her it was, it's just some people going to go see stuff. She's like, oh, what? Where? Like, yeah. Apparently, my mom thought the movie Titanic was a fictional movie and the Titanic was not real.
Oh my god! We learned that in history class. I know she didn't have our history classes, but damn, that was part of it was controversial for 1912, I believe it was, when it went down.
And look at that shit.
And I've always thought it was cool. I mean, even on when I was watching, I think we had the VCR at the time when we watched it. It was a 2-part VCR, and you had a part 1 and a part 2, and it was extremely long. And
exactly, it's one of those things where some people think just movies are movies. So, but yeah, my mom.
Wow.
My mom thought Titanic was.
Got a reality check.
She got it at the moment, and then she's like,
check.
"Oh, so what's happening?" I don't. That's not a vibe check. But it was more like, okay, so she kind of then she kind of got into the more modern story, like what? Okay, so I kind of explained to her a little bit. And for anyone who doesn't know, what happened was, so this was talking about the original story in the beginning. The original story was there was a not a team, a group of individuals going on an expedition that was paid by, was it Titan?
I believe it was called Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate? Okay. Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate, yeah.
Ocean Gate was a company that was a kind of like a private submersing expedition company that you could pay to go see, do underwater escapades. And you would go see the Titanic and stuff like that, which is before this, what would have been that would be cool, right? Would you have done it pre this whole knowledge?
No. No.
You wouldn't want to go see. You wouldn't want to go see the Titanic.
No, because the ocean's scary. We don't know if there's any.
I also asked this question to a bunch of other people, and it's one of those things. My second question then would be, if you would have to pick one of these two choices, would you do an underwater expedition or an outer space expedition?
Outer space.
Okay.
We've had more successful missions out to space than we have had down into the ocean floor.
Yeah, it's one of those things like overall the idea for both expeditions are scary because you're in a place where you can't really do anything to you all your own options to survive are kind of at that point. You're kind of
Mhm.
like doomed in whatever capsule you are stuck in, no matter what, right? But so the story that came out during this time, for anyone who doesn't know, was that this group of individuals all, and for context a little bit,
Billionaires and billionaires.
they were all very wealthy individuals. Um, I don't have the list of the names. Liz, if Liz can do a little bit of research while I'm talking to kind of get some idea who these individuals were. They were all wealthy individuals that paid roughly, I believe, $200,000 or $250,000 per seat.
250.
250, so $250,000 a seat. I think there were 5 people who paid for them, and then there was the CEO of Ocean Gate, and I think one other like engineer. I remember, but like I said, Liz will do a little bit of research while I continue. And they went down under to go see the Titanic, which for the most part it sounds like it was just a general things and stuff like that. So the news story came out that the vessel was lost, no communication able to like get a hold of them, and then came the ticking timer that was on every like social media. There was a Twitter account. Then mainstream media had also a timer, and it really blew up. And that's saying a lot to then what we found out in this post.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, what information do you have?
The passengers on the 21-foot sub were British businessman Hamish Harding, Pakistani businessman Shahzadi Dawood, and his teenage son Suman, French explorer Paul Henry Bergolet, and Stockton Rush, CEO of Ocean Gate, the company that operates the vessel.
So yeah, actually, what I found out about the son is actually his son went with him to kind of celebrate Father's Day for that.
Ooh.
What a way to celebrate Father's Day, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
But
wife lost not only a husband, she lost a son too. Ugh.
Yeah. So
ouch.
Anyways, so let's start with before we get the post stuff what was happening. Let's talk about the during stuff because this whole fiasco became way out of like it got a little bit way out of control, right?
Yeah, gained a lot of traction. Definitely
gained a lot.
That's from the real news of the world.
Like real news, and then social media news, and then how people responded. What were your before we get into that? What was your first response when you heard about it? What was like your first few thoughts?
It kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, "Oh God, all right." 96 hours. What is the likelihood of them surviving? Is it the fact that they might have, not live? I honestly thought it was going to be a dead case. I mean, like literally, I knew it was so like 5 people, 96 hours of oxygen if they, it withheld. I'm like, we'll see. Probably not happening. They're all gonna die or died. One of the two.
So you
and I was right. I was right. I wind up like that. I mean, it was a very good conversation to have at work. So
okay. So you were more in the camp that they weren't gonna survive. I was also in that camp. It was like very the span they were looking for from what I was getting. It was from what I was getting informed of. It was like the land the area they were searching for was 2 times the size of Connecticut, which is like that's a lot, and that was still a lot of there were still like a lot of rescue forces and stuff like that. Even then, they barely found it later, but even then, there was like these morbid like conversations where like what if like there was like 96 hours for five 5 or 7 people, I forget. But then if you like had to sacrifice someone for more people to get air and things like, but the way social media took this one was interesting, right? So, like I said, it was these were very wealthy individuals, and this is where people take the debate of a little bit of morality and stuff like that. Some people like said like, good, they should perish because they're just all the kind of the 1%ers.
Yeah.
Liz was on that front.
I'm sorry, guys, not sorry.
So yeah, Liz was on the like, yeah, who cares if like a bunch of millionaire dies? Surprisingly, mostly since she's been always on the positive side of life, but this time, like, you know what? If you're rich, I don't care if you die.
Somebody was joking, and it made the last comment this person posted, and I laughed so hard. The rich should have sent the poor down there. You know, because they make us do their dirty work. Sorry, not sorry.
So yeah, it was like a lot that sentiment was like all over Twitter, any social media, TikTok, everything. It was just like, which is a bit morbid, but you know, it's like everyone has their own opinion. And for me, I was in the framework that like it doesn't matter, like they're still people, but I was still in the camp where they're doomed no matter what. I did not foresee them surviving, but I was still more like they're individuals, even if they're like the richest people in the world. I didn't really like. Yeah, this time around. I was in the opposite camp. I cared about the people living compared to Liz. So,
I mean, they're people, but I mean, you think about it. The ocean. We've had over thousands of centuries. How many people lost their lives to the ocean?
like I said,
One too many. One too many. And so it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, you still fucking die. The ocean has its own mind. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Liz doesn't care about people. But overall, the internet kind of was in that sentiment. And like it seemed like this kind of gruesome thing was just like what everyone did. Like I said, there was like timers that was like on CNN. There was a TikTok counting down basically their mortality. And later, like now we're at the post story, right? Where we found out that that didn't really matter at all. Because apparently they perished long ago. Like, because they found the site, it did implode. And actually, I believe it's the US government did have already evidence of this prior. Like before even the news story came out, they already had like a sound of something imploding, and it was like that vessel specifically. And so before this whole like news media storm happened about the ship, they were doomed. They were already dead at that point. So it's like one of those like unnecessary things. But it's interesting to see then the kind of the windfall of how people respond to this. Look, we got Liz now saying that she didn't care for human life.
And look at that
fucking
shit.
billionaires.
So, see,
They're the 1%. Damn, I would like just a quarter of what they're making.
So it's one of those things where like it was interesting to see him. It sucks. People lost friends and families, like Liz mentioned. There are lawsuits to be coming by. There's a lot of talk about this. The general consensus is like the thing is the submersible that was designed was like held together by, at points from what I read, was some camping gear, and it was very very underutilized, like not under maintenance. It was.
I just don't understand. This guy is making a fortune to send these people down. And he couldn't upgrade it with that money, but I guess he's selfish with that money. I don't know. I don't know. I do find it very interesting. I don't know if you knew about his wife, the Ocean Gate CEO wife.
No.
She is descendants of the Strauss people who went down with the ship. And the Strauss family were the people who own Macy's. Remember Macy's company? We go shopping there occasionally. Macy's, yeah. They've been popular.
Yeah, yeah. That was like
department store.
when I think of Macy's, I think of the Macy's parade. That's kind of related.
Yeah, I know you think about the Macy's parade, but that's the company that started it pretty much.
Oh,
You think about it.
interesting.
So, yes, the CEO's wife was a descendant of the Strauss family who started the Macy's company.
Interesting.
Why he was doing it.
Wait, that's why he was doing it?
Part of it was just because of that connection for his wife.
Oh, was that his original intention?
Mhm.
Oh, cool. So he had good intentions. Originally, it sounded like he had really good original intentions, but it sounded like from all his ex-workers, it seems like every time they told him like, "Hey, this part of the ship isn't gonna work," or they were getting like, "No, like you're fired now." Like he didn't like all the regulations that were being put in place for submersibles, like he just kept firing all his engineers, like saying like, no, it's fine, and it was just an unregulated submersible. Even James Cameron famously for a bunch of for the most part, like the Avatar film series and the like, he's a very active person who has gone into the depths, into the Mariana Trench, to be specific. He's been there, like, I believe 2 times. Like he's gone there through, I believe it's 3 times deeper than where the Titanic is. So he has experience, and he's gone to see the Titanic about 33 times apparently. So he has the experience to do it. But he's also doing it with like regulated submersibles and things like that. It's one of those things where like regulation is put in place for your safety, you know. They're not just there for
right.
like
And that was another comment I said to somebody. They think they can cheat death because they're so, rich. You knew that there's problems with it. They disregarded the regulations. They disregarded the idea.
Well, here's the thing. I think the CEO did. I don't think the passenger. I don't think you can blame the passenger.
Oh, I would think you would do your research. Billionaires. No, it's just like if you make a. I understand that they don't care about tossing the money, but I'm talking about like when they invest in their money, they do a lot of research before they decide to invest. So it would be the same concept, I think.
No, so here's my question.
Would you like to invest to $100 vacation, or would you invest to $1,000 vacation? There's a difference, right?
Okay, there's more. Then this is more of an this was more an excursion. You're not investing when you go to an amusement park, Liz. They were just going out there for entertainment. Like, do you research or invest anything when you're going to ride a roller coaster? Like you do?
Yeah, I research. Okay, is this safe? Has it been regulated?
Wow, you are ridiculous. Like you are way overthinking than your common person. Because no one researched like, is that a safe roller coaster? Because it should be a safe roller coaster 99% of the time. Something might be wrong, but for the most part, when you go out for some excursion, be it roller coaster or event, you hope it to be like they are sanctioned, should be fine. So this thought of like you should research is, I believe like you're in the wrong at that point.
Well, I don't know. My sister was on a roller coaster and the bolt flew through her eye.
Exactly, but that's one of the anomalies, right? Like you don't expect it. Like that's the thing. It's like people don't expect you. You hope that doesn't happen. You hope it's work properly. It's one of those things. But like I said, it's one of those things. Like if you experience, that's when you start taking more safety precautions. Like I would think that event in your life made you now more wary about things like that, right? Or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like nothing like that has ever happened to me or any of my family members, so we just like, oh, roller coaster, let's go straight there without a second thought. One of the things, and I think most people will think that no one's as cautious as you are. Like they just want to go have fun and enjoy the thrill. And that's kind of the same thing with it's like the same thing with if going to a cruise or flying in a plane. You know the dangers, but you hope it's regulated. That's the thing. Okay? That's where I stand with where your statement is wrong for the most part.
Yep.
So, no rebuttal. You're just gonna lie down.
Yeah, well, each person has their own. I mean, what I do for regulation is different from the next person who's regulating. I have no concern for the cruise. I've never lost anybody to a cruise. But obviously, regulations of roller coasters.
look
I kind
at
of looked a
that
little bit
shit.
more into it because, yeah, no,
Wait, didn't we
I
just
had
talk?
that experience.
Didn't we just have that cruise story too? The last episode. The person who jumped off and
Yeah, but I haven't had the bad experience personally.
It's one of those
I mean,
things.
we've seen the boat doing this. That was fun. Yeah, you saw the water going like, "Woo, why am I so close to the water?"
But anyway, so yeah, like I said, this is where I think the people who were there to enjoy the excursion aren't at blame for the CEO failing to meet regulations. That's where I'm at.
Okay. The CEO should have done his part. He was making a lot of money from all these investments, so.
But yep, he did not, and well, he's no longer with us, and a lot of people are as well. And now that's going to be a whole thing where there apparently is a bunch of lawsuits and the like. So we'll see where that goes. It's one of those things where it sucks. Definitely, it is. Never fun. It's never fun. But because, like I said, when we started this earlier, it's like one of those things. Like it's a cool idea to go to do like these. At the moment, they are way beyond our pay grade, right? To 250,000. Like they are not. These are not. They're not even middle class adventures. They're not. They're like low wage people's excursions. Like it's like one of those very few oddities. Like, will we ever be able to do one of those? What is it like at the moment? You can do low orbited. It's where you over to go. Like those are still, I think, like $100,000 a ticket. Oh, so
I thought it was more than that.
it's something. It's up there. It's six figures, no matter what. It's six
Yeah.
figures. I'll say that. It's six figures. So it's still one of those things like we'll never be able to do that in our
No,
lifetime.
not in my lifetime. No way.
So yeah.
I'd rather go on a trip that I can go now instead of, 10 years down the road. Kind of thing.
So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like these ventures, for the most part, aren't made for your everyday person. But it's a good it's interesting to see because maybe in the future they may become cheaper. It's like same thing with like trains, flights, and stuff like that. Over time, well, flights are still fucking expensive even to this point.
Oh yeah, they said they're going to be increasing because of inflation and for covering like wages too.
Actually, you know what? Talking about flights, unless you have anything else to say about the.
Nope, I'm good.
There's a thing that's just happened recently.
Of course, there's always something that happens so recently. Newest dog is named Scooter. Are the 4 children that were found alive in the Colombian jungle 40 days after the plane crashed?
We can do that one after this. Okay. So, once again, so people are trying to push for this new seat design to make flying easier for wheelchair people because there have been multiple incidents recently. There was like a video going.
I think we talked about one too.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been one or two that we've talked about.
Yeah, that was months ago, and there was just one that just happened recently where you see this lady just dragging herself across the aisles to get out of the plane because they wanted to charge her for a wheelchair, and they offer her. So she just like decided just to crawl out of the airplane, then to pay the extra fee. Like you're already paying extra fee to have an extra suitcase, right? Like, oh yeah.
Well, actually, that's supposed to be part of the ones that because of ADA regulations that they have to still just like if you bought a stroller for your kid, your stroller is still free check-in because that's part of your kid's
it's more
care.
just like you want to pay for more luggage, you're gonna have to pay And at this point, if you want to be able to leave the plane, they're asking you to pay more. So some people are just like, what, I'll just drag myself off the plane, and then people just record it, post it, and stuff like that. And it's been the thing, but it's one of those things now. There's been people pushing for these new seat designs that will make it easier for wheelchair accessibilities for people to use their own wheelchairs be in the plane. But it's one of those things like, are the airlines going to be doing it because that's just them losing seat potentials, cost money, like they're losing
Well, they
dollars.
overbook planes anyways, so whatever it doesn't make. I mean, they're losing. They wouldn't have to give you a $500 voucher to come back tomorrow.
Oh wait, where's the? Did you see the new plane designs? The new plane
No,
seat
I have
designs?
not seen them yet.
They are interesting. Here, there is. Here, I'll post. Let me know what you think.
Where is it? Posting on talking points, or I saw the new seat designs by. Oh, look, there you go. I think I saw that or heard about that.
So, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on those? I'll post if you're watching this, or if you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube. I'll post the image there. But what do you think? Okay, so for anyone
if
listening,
it adds more plane ticket, I mean, if they can give us more, if they can give us.
For anyone listening, the design we're having, it's like kind of a bit of a stadium seating with a low seat and a high seat, giving people more leg room at the bottom. Stretch your leg, and kind of squeezing a little bit more, making the planes probably a little bit more taller, but being able to fit more people. So that's kind of am I describing that right, Liz, for our audio listeners?
Yes, our audio listeners. Yes, it's like if it has a picture of 3 people who are you got 2 lower ones and then you got one in the middle that's higher so that you can accommodate more people, which I would think that would be fine. Some people who might be claustrophobic might need to do the upper higher ones because I would think that would be claustrophobic for me a little bit, just a tad bit.
You think it would be more expensive to sit on top?
Maybe.
Now,
I'm assuming it'll be a little bit more pricier. I mean, I would
look,
pay for
dude,
the bottom seats because it looks like I have more leg room. I'd rather have more leg room than anything on the
here's the
planet.
thing. So, Liz, would you really want to be sitting on the bottom? Look where the face and the bottom seat is.
No, you would be facing somebody's ass. Hopefully they put a video screen in there and you won't focus on that idea that somebody can fart in your fucking face. But
yeah, definitely the bottom seat is
Bruh.
Yeah, it's not ideal location for sure.
if I mean,
the legroom is like key. The legroom is key on that one.
And if you put a video screen in front of your thing, which most planes do nowadays, they have a screen unless you're taking a 1-hour flight and they put you on a cheap one, which is fine.
So,
but I'm just saying,
that's like one of those things. Like they're trying to do advancements recently. It's just like whether or not any airline will take. One, the planes cost a ton of money to build.
Yeah,
sure.
billions of dollars.
And on top of that, to implement something, it'll take at least like under 5 years to implement to get it to be. And then that's not even talking about profitability of the said plane.
I mean, they would make a lot of profit considering they would be able to move more people from point A to point B, and there wouldn't be like these overbookings. Basically, they would have enough bookings for the amount of people they wanted to put in there. I'm just saying. I'm thinking out loud. This is how I feel. I feel like that should be credible to what I think. I mean, am I wrong?
I don't know. It just the expenses to do that, and then just like where we're at the moment, it just really depends. Because I know,
but we don't have enough flight pilots to get us from point A to point B. We have an airline attendants and people are striking. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of trouble this summer. My sister's already experiencing it as a flight attendant herself. Just not enough there's just not enough to get people from point A to point B. And I personally have been in that situation in the past, year and a half or so now, where I want to go fly, but they're changing our flights because they sold it or overbooked it, or they need to add another flight to the tail, and hopefully that those pilots show up for their shift. I mean, they make hella money. I debate about that all the time. Do I do it? Because that would be great. Because I love to travel.
Never too late, Liz. Never too late.
No, I know.
Wait, to become
But
a
yeah, I
wait,
would
to,
definitely like
wait, to become a
I mean,
pilot or what?
yeah, to become a pilot.
Oh, well,
There's a pilot shortage right now. Not know that.
oh yeah, but let's see.
They make a lot of money.
True.
Hella money.
How long?
It only takes about a year, I believe, or 2 years, year and a half.
The 3 to 4 years, roughly.
Oh, 3 to 4 years. Okay.
But that's
Was
that,
one I saw that recently? You can get into a program that would a boost that would because
commercial.
it
It is for a commercial pilot, not like a private. Like to get your pilot's license compared to becoming like an airline pilot. It's different a little bit. Like if you wanted to fly your own private plane, I think that's what you saw probably. But yeah, if you want, it says here, if you want to become a commercial pilot, it takes roughly about 3 to 4 years. Or to get licensed to become a commercial pilot. Yeah, fun. Unless you want to take more schooling, Liz, to do that. Like, do you want to spend?
There's already a 3-year fast track program to become a pharmacist. If there's a 3-year fast track.
Well, yeah. So look forward, everyone. Liz is going to be foregoing her social life for the next 3 to 4 years.
I've been foregoing it for the last 3 years already, as it is. Damn pandemic.
That should have been your chance to get your pilot's license.
I almost did. I thought about it. I almost did.
Okay. Anything else besides that? Because I don't foresee any real major change until because even legislation, this is kind of more in the political sides, are still being pushed. As far as like the wheelchair situation, to kind of give them more giving airlines more
ADA accessibility.
Sorry, what?
ADA accessibility.
Kind of. It's more making airlines more accountable for anyone who needs assistance. Making them like, hey, yeah, you need to provide X, Y, and Z to people who need accessibility. Not 100%, because the politics. There's always you're never gonna get 100% on things like that. But little by little, that's all we can hope for. But that's all in politics. Like that needs more research. But if we ever get some positive change, hopefully, maybe we'll get these wheelchair-bound seats and these double-decker seatings for more.
But just like a double-decker bus. Remember the double-decker planes back then?
There are double-decker planes. But
I haven't really been on one, so I guess I don't know.
They're
I had to travel somewhere internationally, but that's not until next year.
Yeah, those are for longer flights and stuff like that. More like those are for longer.
I don't remember that one even when I traveled to Belgium when I was a teenager. So
might be more modern stuff like that. Okay, let's talk. There is a MrBeast.
I saw that. What's up with that?
Give us one.
Not that one, was it? The scam one, right?
No, the
lookalike?
the one MrBeast clone. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
All right, give me a second. Pull that up.
There is no YouTuber
Okay, give me one.
more emulated than MrBeast. He has more impersonators than Elvis. If Mr. Beast was a Halloween costume, he'd be outselling Spider-Man and Batman combined. There are so many clones of Mr. Beast in these days. It's like he's done a shadow clone jutsu, but every shadow clone that exists is just a worse version of the original now.
So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know at this point who Mr. Beast is, Mr. Beast is one of the top YouTubers on the internet. He's the man who does a bunch of like challenge videos, giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars, of millions of dollars. Does a lot of philanthropy, has his Mr. Beast burger restaurants, Mr. Beast chocolates, and the like. He is a...
Oh yeah, I tried those. Did I tell you that? Those,
how were
they're okay.
they're
pretty interesting. They're okay. They weren't like my top favorite, but they were delicious nonetheless.
Yeah, if we're gonna give a review, they're not. I think it's because we are so used to Americanized chocolate. You know, just the ones that are thrown in with a bunch of sugar, that it's hard to kind of have those more bitter chocolates. A lot of them were more.
Yeah,
like,
well, I remember I've been to Belgium. I've had their chocolate. Think about it every day. I dream of it.
So, but yeah, they're not as. I'll be honest, they're not as sweet. Even their milk chocolate is not as sweet as you'd think they would be. But it's, you know, to each their own on that. That's kind of our mini review. They're bad. They're.
No,
Would I go out of my way to grab them? Not really, but I also don't eat that much chocolate. I probably get like one bar of chocolate a month. So, I think the month of June I got 3, and that's because I wanted to try the Mr. Beast chocolate bars. And I
only got 2 of them because 2 of them I can have without the gluten.
Oh, which ones? Wait, which ones?
I picked up the peanut butter one, and then
you got D's nuts and
D's nuts. I think I liked it for that.
Yeah, the D's nuts.
The title, that was hilarious.
I like D's nuts because I thought it was gonna be more of like a Reese's peanut butter cup. It had it, but like I said, it's more bittersweet, which is like fine. I think that was my favorite out of the collection because I had D's nuts, I had the milk chocolate one, and I had the nut one.
I know I had a Rice Krispie one, I think.
That's the one, the crunch version bar one.
Yeah.
That one. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, I had those 3. Yeah, I'm not a big mint person, so I didn't have the chocolate mint one. And I think there's one other flavor, but yeah, those are the ones. But they're fine. Like I said, if I was offered them, I would definitely eat them, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to grab them. But like I said,
yeah, I think they were kind of expensive too. I was just like, I don't want to pay like bucks for a little bar like that.
Like I said, it's like, well, you and I don't eat as much chocolate if we other people, so that's kind of our time. Like if we really want them, I might get that instead of. I think I would get that outside of like a Hershey bar.
Oh yeah, over a Hershey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, going back to Mr. Beast, he is a very popular individual. A lot of people have copied his style. That's a definite. There's been multiple people who do these copycat style videos. Some people do it one for one. They literally copy his exact video style, where they give $500 away to someone who leaves the circle. Give away like $1,000 to the last one standing. Things like that. They literally do these carbon copy things. And just because it does get the views, we do watch the video. I think you and I, Liz, have been. I don't know if you have recently, but no,
not recently.
But yeah, we've seen these videos, and they are entertaining to a sense. You can see why he's a very popular individual, ranking in millions and millions of views, because they are entertaining videos. Even his excursion ones, where he went from, what was the latest one, where he went from the cheapest yacht to the most expensive yacht, which was $50 million a day. And it's like, cool, this is how much $8 yacht costs, where he bought a yacht for $1, and it sank to buying like literally a city yacht, a yacht that has like stores, convenience stores, an amusement park, and everything. And then him and his team. And then if you're subscribed to Mr. Beast, you have a chance to be in his videos. And he had like 50 subscribers spend the day on this yacht.
Nice.
And just enjoy what would probably cost thousands of dollars for a ticket to be on that thing. And it's cool. It's cool to see these little things. But like I said, sometimes when you're copying someone in these things and trying to earn the clout and the money, negative things happen. So let's see what happened here.
And they're getting more and more degenerate. Today we're about to talk about an Italian MrBeast clone who recently just did a stunt that ended up killing a 5-year-old child. Now, this isn't just one person emulating MrBeast, it's a group called The Borderline, and in their About section on YouTube, they even name drop MrBeast, saying how inspired they were by his content, and they want to have that level of success as well. So if you go to their channel, you'll immediately see the MrBeast influence. They do basically the exact same content, even copying the thumbnails pretty much, doing the classic MrBeast hand, the one where he's like coming out of the grave like this. Like, they even do that, you know, like Emperor Palpatine shooting lightning out of his fingertips for the thumbnail. Like, that kind of shit, they just immediately lifted from MrBeast in order to try and suckle on the bosom of his success. And it's working. MrBeast truly did figure out the online content creation formula. Copying MrBeast is a cheat code and fast pass to success. They've got massive engagement as well for fundamentally just being a carbon copy of whatever MrBeast is doing. It reminds me of that old gag you used to see in cartoons where someone hops up on a photocopier and just keeps like printing up copies of their ass cheeks. That's what this channel did. Anytime MrBeast did a video, they did pretty much the exact same video, but since they're not English speaking, they get a different corner of that market that doesn't have the MrBeast videos being served to it. So it was a pretty smart business model. It just so happened that they were also extremely stupid douchebags that, for some reason, decided that it would be a good idea to risk the lives of everyone around them for their most recent video, which was spending 50 hours in a rented Lamborghini. Now, I called this a
yeah, that's the that was the challenge. Let's see, can we spend 50 hours in a Lamborghini? Oh, that is the challenge.
No, I don't know. I'm not a person who can sit for too long. That's my problem.
Well,
I would have to be like rotating all over around the vehicle.
Like
Jump in the back seat.
It's like if I said, like, all right, let's rent a small van, put 10 people in that van. Last one to leave the van wins $5,000. How long would you last?
Probably last to the very end.
No,
Small van, I could get around it.
It's one of those jokes where I said if like we ever made a reasonable amount of money or able, I wouldn't mind being the West Coast MrBeast, trying to do some fun stuff like he does. Just probably, I wouldn't like steal his content, but I would like use inspirational, because it's not really the most outlandish level of content, but it's like it's simple enough where it's possible to do, because some of his early videos are just like first one to leave a circle, things like that. Some of his early videos, and they just blew up. And then kind of just the ability to give money to some people around you as well. You know, that's kind of the other thing. And just kind of just doing it as a game. They're games at the end of the day. They should be playful, right? Like last one to leave a van sounds like would be just a fun goof. Like just bunch of us in a van stuck, and like, all right, who's gonna make everyone more pissed at the end? Like, I'm done. I want to leave this van now. Like, all right, there's one down. But yeah, let's continue.
Stunt in the beginning, because that's what a lot of people are calling it in the media. This isn't a stunt. Like, just being in a car for a long period of time, that's called a fucking road trip. Most people can do that without killing somebody. But these assholes are so unbelievably reckless, dangerous, and dumb that they ended up having a head-on collision with another vehicle that killed a 5-year-old child. And it's entirely their fault, because they were speeding around, driving recklessly like they were on the fucking set of Fast and Furious, and the big shtick that they were doing with this challenge was insulting other drivers and taunting them. That was one of the big things. They would taunt other drivers during all of this and filming in the car. So it's pretty clear that they were distracted driving and were being extremely dangerous and careless on the road, which led to this fatal car accident. Now, this is the driver of the vehicle who was behind the wheel during the crash, but he was not the only one in the car. The rest of the crew was also present as well, and it seems like they were filming all of this garbage, which eventually led to this crash. So he was the one driving, but there is a video from one of the other members here right before they got into the Lamborghini for this challenge.
Raga, sta macchina va più veloce di Saetta McQueen. Che cos'è una Lamborghini e c'è ha visto un cap? Andiamoci sopra, Jessica. Ma questo con la smart che sta facendo? Ah bello, la macchina tua costa 300 euro usata al Conad, la mia costa 1 miliardo, vale quanto Amazon.
I found this clip in Scott Schaefer's video, but I couldn't find the original upload of it anymore. So you can clearly see the attitude of what the video was supposed to convey. Just shitting on all of the other cars in the road because they're in an expensive luxury car for 50 hours. That was the whole video premise. Wow, what a banger. I too remember the classic MrBeast video where he went around calling everyone poor and making fun of them and spitting on them from the comfort of his luxury vehicle.
That's what we need to do, Liz. Make a video just calling people poor people. We need to be in a submarine saying that to poor people.
Oh man, no. I'm good.
That
Thank you
one's
very
timeless.
much.
That's iconic.
Oh no, you're right. We need to do the reverse where Liz goes in a cheaper car and goes to the rich people and calling them rich.
MrBeast moment right there. I also find it impressive how he actually just looks like a douchebag. You don't even have to talk to him to know that he's extremely obnoxious. I went to look at a bit of their other content because I couldn't imagine he actually just sounds like this normally, because his voice sounds like 15 chain smokers all did a fusion dance together and then inhaled helium. Turns out that's exactly how he sounds. In his little MrBeast copycat group, he's just the one that is always screaming and making goofy faces and goofy voices. What a fucking loser. Now, according to authorities, what happened is the Borderline crew went to overtake a car at high speeds and then had the head-on collision with this vehicle that had a mother and her children in it, which unfortunately led to the loss of the life of the 5-year-old boy. The Italian Prime Minister came out and said that they will be losing their license for life during this investigation, and then said, if you're a repeat offender and take a person's life because you are a jerk behind the wheel, you don't see your license for the rest of your life. It's not like I suspend it for a few months. Meanwhile, other Italian lawmakers say the 5 YouTubers involved should also immediately have their social media account access taken away. And that's a picture of the mother and the 2 children. Now, I don't know if it's just a cultural thing, but I feel like the word jerk here is not nearly a strong enough word to describe this evil group of douchebags. Maybe jerk is like a really strong word in Italian culture, I don't know, but I feel like jerk doesn't really quite capture just how awful these people are here. This is a ridiculously dangerous thing to do, fucking driving recklessly while taunting drivers and filming everything inside of the car. Distracted driving, like what the fuck? Like, that's not the behavior of a jerk. A jerk is someone that like double dips in the salsa at a Super Bowl party. This is an absolutely reckless danger menace to society. Like, this is a piece of shit. This whole group they're pieces of shit. Now, they did post this video yesterday, which is just a still image letting everyone know that the Borderline, the band's breaking up here, basically, after this tragedy. And that's kind of where that's at the moment. It's still all under investigation as of right now. But man, it is fucking horrific. Taking the life of a 5-year-old boy.
Yeah, so I think we get the context of it.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
yeah.
I think the prime minister probably had to watch his language. It wasn't like he could, be obscene in his wording, but they probably had to use the word jerk as being like the highest form of like insult, because that's, they can't say he's an asshole. He's a prime minister. Like, prime ministers can't say shit,
Exactly. It's one of those few things that a lot of people just do these crazy things to get this level of like fame, right? It's just like there's been multiple times where it has led to the death of not only the creators themselves, but like anyone within their vicinity. But the words escaped me right now. What is the word?
What does it sound like?
The innocent people around you.
Bystanders?
Bystanders. Like, sometimes the bystanders of the people around you are the ones that to pay the price for people's fame, right?
Yeah.
Look at like
Exactly.
we talked about that guy in London who was like going into people's houses. Like
Yeah.
if people are just trying to get all this like fame and clout, and it's like what's the point at sometimes out of someone else's experience? Mostly at this
Mhm.
point where it's like the life of someone who will never grow up.
I know. I feel so sorry for the family. That's horrific to lose a child. I mean, I have never experienced that, but I would never want to go through that. That's just it's heartbreaking. One mother to another. My sympathies and condolences. No.
So any final thoughts as far as this? Thoughts of like
No.
what people do for clout, things.
I think you guys need to be more considerate. Think about it. Be smart about it. Have some common sense. Have some common decency to the next human being that doesn't know they're partaking in this video. No. Especially that 5-year-old little boy who won't be able to, you know? Yeah. It's hard. I have no words. It's disgusting. It shouldn't be allowed. And yes, I understand there's some clout that needs to be happening, but we got to think about the other people in the world too.
Exactly. All right, then we're gonna be going to our last segment. Because we are catching up on time. But like I said, if you want to follow us on social media, join us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Yes, some of us still use Facebook. And it's one of the best way to share it with your friends, your families, let the people know where to get their weird and strange news, because you never know what we might come up and what we're about to talk about. And if you want to support us other ways, pick up stuff on merch.tyrantdominus.com, links down below, to help support us. It makes it easier for us to continue producing this show. Like, it's free, but it helps. Every little bit helps when we have to pay for a few like things in the foreground. But yeah, okay, Liz, I'll let you read this next one. Actually, no, you've been reading most of the articles. I'll read this
Okay.
one.
Okay. What was the die number though before you did
Number
it?
one. We got number one.
Ooh. All right.
Am I the asshole for leaving my sister's wedding early because she kept my husband out of the pictures?
Fuck.
So my 31 male sister and 34 female got married on Saturday. My husband of 7 years, Mark, 32 male, was there with me up until one point, as was an amazing evening. After the ceremony, Anne wanted a picture with all of our siblings. There's 5 of us, and their respective partners too. So we started lining up. When Anne saw that my husband was standing next to me, she shook her head and said something about him ruining the aesthetic. Apparently, her plan was to put one man, one woman next to each other. Eternally, yeah. My youngest sister, 18 female, who doesn't have a partner and was standing on the very side, offered to stand between the two of us so we could be close and Anne's wish would still be respected. I thought that was a great solution, but Anne disagreed and told Mark to get out of the pictures. He's quite introverted and tries to avoid conversation under all circumstances. So he simply complied and told me not to get angry, but it was obvious that he was hurt and disappointed being left out. Obviously, it didn't stop me from getting angry, and I walked away with him. I can understand that Anne wants her wedding pictures to look exactly how she imagined them, but I think that's the idea my younger sister proposed was very reasonable. I congratulated Anne and her husband one last time, and then I said my goodbyes when I asked why we were leaving early, especially before taking the pictures. I said that I didn't feel like our presence was wanted. We left before dinner was served, and I took Mark out to his favorite restaurant to cheer him up a little. Anne texted me saying that that I was being over dramatic and making a fuss over nothing. Our parents have tried to remain neutral, but except for my youngest sister, the rest of the family supports Anne and thinks that after leaving early was going too far, that I should have sucked it up instead of ruining her big day. Sorry for the typo, she said. I think I read it pretty much. It's almost. But we're. Oh, I see. Okay. Wait. Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, I think there might have been some typos in there.
Wait, my. Oh, okay. I didn't even. You know what's funny is I didn't even think of that. Okay. I didn't. You know what's funny is I didn't even realize this was a gay couple. That's not what I cared. Like there were just two people that cared about each other.
I kind of figured it was a gay couple when he said he was a male and his husband.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't really think about
Significant other, or whatever you want to call him. I was just saying, yeah.
I don't look at genders, Liz. I just see people. Okay.
I know you do.
Anyways, no, but yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, what are your thoughts here?
That is disrespectful. They've been together for 7 years. This is her wedding. I understand that. I understood, being. My sister did the same thing. We all had pictures with our, as just siblings to her and her husband, and then it was with significant others at one point. But of course, I didn't have one, so it didn't matter. Or my younger brother, or my older brother too. So that fact, is like we didn't care, like whatever. But I do get it. But at this point, they've been in part of this family for 7 years. That they should be absolutely. And I like that the younger sister was like, I'll put it as a boy girl routine kind of thing. But like. That's ridiculous. Like that's just stupid, A relationship shouldn't have ruined the aesthetic. I mean, that's grossly. It should have been this. And if the sister wanted to split up to make it the boy girl pattern, so be it. But again, relationship should have been validated long before that, and then still has an issue with it. And I give props to the OP who decided that's not fair. I've been in this family just as this guy, my love of my life, my husband and I have been together for quite a few years. He should be part of the pictures, irregardless. So that I think that was shitty on the sister for doing that.
Okay. I'm seeing some of the posts. Some people are saying was maybe the sister like not like subtly homophobic. Like it's one of those things where you can be still homophobic and not really be, but you're still like you can still like subtly I support LGBT rights, but like not you're still like if like those people who are racist but like they say they aren't racist. Like you can still be. Let's see, not the asshole. She expects you to celebrate her marriage while she disrespects yours. Got on you for respecting your husband. Wow, I've never gotten a award. Okay, that's just a reward, but yeah, it's one of those things like you're there to celebrate a marriage. You and your own, like your apparently it sounds like they're having a good marriage, and you want to celebrate your sister, your sibling, to have as good a marriage as your own. But then when they're disrespecting your own, in a sense, like why?
Yeah.
Maybe she just secretly hates the husband, Mark.
It's her own prerogative, but the whole thing for at this point. Why are we, having a
You are cutting out.
wedding?
Liz is dying on us right now, guys. I'm sorry. Take a second. Take a second. Okay, I think you're good.
Better now?
Okay, give it a second.
No.
No? Talk for okay. Start talking for.
Nope, not happening, is it? My charger's dying on me.
Okay.
I know I charged it.
Okay, we're at the end anyway. But yeah, finish your statement then.
I don't remember what I was saying now.
Damn. This is what happens with Liz's internet at the end. Like I said, support us so Liz can get better internet service because it's affecting us.
I fixed my box. I got better now. If my you hear me? It's all good.
Liz is gone. Liz will be going in a little bit. But anyways, everyone, thank you for listening or watching. Like I said, support us by going to Spotify or watching us on YouTube. Follow us there, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Any way to share the show, word of mouth. That's one of the best. Support us by purchasing stuff on merch.tyrantdominus.com. Like I said, by the time this is released, our second inspirational shirt should be out. So if you want to have something special that's going to be only limited edition, get that before it's gone. So everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
I swear that I will never leave you. Fingers crossed, I swear that I will never leave you.